So I want to ask a question. How many times have y'all had a week where the whole week was good luck versus, versus the fact majority all weeks bad luck? Like a lot of bad luck things in the week. I wanna ask a question. Leave a comment, whatever. Leave a comment or whatever. Or if you know me personally, message it to me. If you know me on something, message me on whatever. Like, this is a topic. This is not nothing else but just like this is a worldwide discussion. Like, so I'm asking the world. How many, I thought about this and I've been wanting to. How many times can you say that you remember, which hopefully, if it ever happened, hopefully you like wrote it or you put it somewhere in your memory where you like, damn, this was like a good ass week. How many times can you say that you had a full week where most of that week was just good luck, where most of that week things was just smooth, compared to week where most of that week was just obstacle after headache, after bad luck, after something went bad? I want to know. So like I said, just to be clear or whatever, how many, I want to know from people how many times can you say was a week where most of the whole week was smooth? Just 1 week, not a month, not a year, but just 1 week where most of that week was smooth, good luck stuff for a whole week, for most of a whole week, compared to week after week after week where it's like bad luck / something unexpected that set you back, or a challenge, or like a big challenge that if you ain't do nothing about it would have screwed you all the way up and made you lose everything. I want to know, because I don't really think that I can remember. I'm sitting here, I'm trying to remember when was the last time I had a week that the whole week was just a smooth 1 week. It could be the following day after the week that something bad happened. That's fine, but just 7 days where most of, like, within those 7 days, I understand, like, I'm talking about, it could even be where within the 7 days, it could be like normal obstacles such as a little bit of traffic, or somebody call you saying, this happened, or somebody, or if you do a phone job, somebody on the phone had a little attitude. That's small. If it's something small, then I'm not talking about very small where it's just comes. So if it's something that really is natural and there's a natural thing, like your toothpaste dropped on the floor, you had to, like, that's small. I'm talking about something along the lines at least the level of where it could have potentially costed your job, something along the level of it could have potentially costed your health, put you like maybe hospitals, something big, bro. I wanna know, because to me, it seemed like this life, it seemed like a lot of the weeks, week after week after week, even when we pushing ourselves, like for example, like how I'm doing 65 hour work, way past full time. I'm doing 60-hour work weeks, 65-hour work weeks. So I'm like, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna push myself till I almost pass out. I'm gonna work till all I can do is collapse when I get off. Whatever I can do to push the matrix, whatever I can do to fuck the matrix back up, right? Because that's what mentality I have. People like me, who realize, damn, this world is like whatever. So, so they turn a little cold, they turn a little gritty. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I don't mind, getting up underneath the car a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, working 60 hours, working 70 hours, you know, putting in overtime, if that's you, you know, those type of mindset things. And it's like, damn, you do that and you think that that will resolve. And it's like, it still finds some kind of way, bro. So like, for example, I don't want to make it too long video, but for example, just last week, Monday, I think Monday was like March 30th. It might have been March 30, 2026, right? This is Saturday, April 4, 2026. So last Monday might have been like March 30 or March 31st, 2026. Last Monday, I parked the truck for my one chance, you know, after 2 weeks being away from home, 2 weeks being out in unknown places or whatever. I finally get my 1 or 2 home days, my 2 home days. So I'm back and I'm exhausted. 65 hour, I think about 70, somewhere in there, because I usually keep a log of it. So a 70-hour work week, I'm tired, you know, 12-hour days, like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., 8 p.m. at night. So I finally get off and get by my area. I park my truck. I'm supposed to park the truck, go home, sleep my place, but then come back to the truck just to drop off one last delivery because I already had the truck loaded, because the place where I'm going to be delivered is right in my neighborhood of my home. You know, that's what we had set up. So we set it up to where my delivery also is nearby my area. So since I reached near the delivery in my area in the daytime, like 8, 9, I was like, boom. So I already had it planned to go to my home, sleep, and then do the delivery. Because you can't do in that case, it wasn't a delivery that could be done at night. So it had to be in the morning. So the plan was to get to my area, sleep in my bed, and then jump right back in, do the delivery in the morning when they open. I go back to my truck and the truck is gone. I go back to my truck first thing in the morning. It's like 7:20 a.m. Not too early, but you know, I done had a little energy drink and water, feeling good, motivated, ready to turn that 65, 70-hour work week into what would have been like 77. I had to do that delivery, go a little bit down the street. It's like a 2-part unload. So it would have been a couple more hours. So I'm like, I got this, you know. I ain't gonna collapse with only this last little bit left, because when I finish that was it. Because that's the plan. Like, that's how you can set it up. You can set it up to where after you done did a certain amount of time, you can set up to where your delivery or your last load goes to where you live at. So you can drop that shit off and then follow it up with kickback for 2 days. Just be off. Don't take no more loads. Don't you know, because you're right there. Versus the contrary, doing the delivery somewhere far and then boom, boom, boom. So it's a kill 2 birds with one stone kind of thing. They find you a load that goes right by your area. You drop that shit off and then you chill. So I'm like, all right, all I gotta do is deliver. Then I can rest. The finish line is right there. I go to where I parked the truck. There's no truck. There is a hole where my truck was. You know what I'm saying? My truck is not there. So come to find out, my truck was towed. On top of that, on top of making phone call, right? That whole thing of not knowing, and it's $500. So I got hit with $500, a $500 cost. So where I parked at, normally you can get away with parking somewhere, certain grocery stores, certain places, or truck stops. But where I was at, it doesn't really have truck stops. It doesn't have truck stops at all. It's notorious for not having truck stops. Other people like, yeah, you know, that's out of town. You literally, for a truck stop, for anything close to like an unpaid parking that is good to go, you have to go like 40 minutes. I think 45 minutes outside of where I was to get like a parking that's just, hey, you know, if you can find a spot, you can pull it in and you can leave it and it should be all right. 45 minutes away. So I was just like, you know, I did the grocery thing. They towed it. So my truck was missing, but come to find out it was towed. And then on top of that, $500 hit. So that comes out of my check. So $500 loss in no matter how, just like that. So yeah, so that happened, which threw the delivery off into the next day. Mind you, I was already, like I said, already a 70-hour week. It was like Tuesday the 24th or something. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was like 6. Usually I do about six straight days. You know, 6 straight days or so. I don't do 5-day weeks. I usually do 6-day weeks, whatever. Truck got towed, gone, and $500 charge out my check. And then my home thing got pushed back. I'm getting the truck back, taking the charge, losing money, and going to do the delivery the next day off of like a honey bun at this point, right? You know I'm not eating right. I'm not finna sit down and have a square meal after that kind of thing just happened. So word, truck got towed, $500 charge, not eating right, stressed now, feel like shit, pounding headache. Now it's like 80 hours because you add the technically, because I wasn't really off the following day anyway. So I somehow got over that. Went and got the truck. Took the $500 hit. And Wednesday, Thursday, I think I was off. And then I think Friday, still tried to go to the gym. Still went and exercise. How? I don't know. Like, the stuff that I've done, like still go little exercise, still go motivate myself, still go. Some of the stuff I've done, I don't know, because real quick, separate from walking to my truck being gone, being taken away, towed. You know, in January I was doing 70 plus hour weeks, way up in Illinois, in Chicago. Chicago is 19 degrees, 20 degrees. You out the truck because the truck had check engine light, the truck breaking down with this company I was with, this Russian company I was with. So the truck breaking down, saying it's gonna shut down, giving like warning messages. It was shut down. Just started with the company. 70-hour weeks, have no life, you know, from first thing in the morning till late at night, driving, working, lose connections, you know, all of that. Truck breaking down, got stuck in some mud one time, literally 20 degrees. No matter how much clothes I put on, it was not helping. I don't know if you ever, no matter how much clothes you put on, no matter how much, it don't help. I have on like 2 sweatpants, whatever. Truck broke down, stuck in mud, got out, you know, got out of that company because the fact that the truck was, because it was too early. It has nothing to do with me. It was a month. It was like a month, and so it was previous truck issues, and so I had to deal with losing that or being awake, being out of that I thought was like, this is gonna be good, boom, boom, boom. Nope, hell nah. You're gonna get a bullshit truck that's gonna be breaking down on you from before, freezing my ass off every day, no APU, whatever. That happened, get back home, other applications and resumes for something local, call center, whatever. Nobody not hitting me back. I'm doing like 10 a day, 20 a day at the library, suit and tie, dress, suit, tie. I'm pushing the narrative, bro. Like, going back to what I said earlier, when you have somebody like me or people like me who actually push the fuck out the narrative, like who actually like fight, who get up early, put on that suit and tie, you know, do daily tasks, you know, do not just one application or 0 applications, but like 10, 12 at that library, day in, day out. When is working 60 hours, 65 hours weeks, not being like, I can't, but putting in the work, getting up, putting in the work, not giving a fuck, sacrificing every. I'm pushing the narrative, bro, and still bullshit, bro. So like I said last week, I walk to my truck. I mean, I go to where my truck was. Truck gone. $500 hit. Then after I somehow get through all of that, around Friday or so that just passed, or Thursday or Friday, April 2nd or something like that, 2026, I still somehow fucking get to exercise, like do a little exercise. Still, I'm like, all right, let me get my stomach better. Let me get back. Saturday, boom, which is today, now the same area that had no traffic, like the South Carolina, Georgia going to South Carolina, North Carolina, never had traffic before. I told myself, this is the part where I thought I can look forward to. That's the better part. And then I already knew in my mind, when I get to Virginia, North Carolina, that's all she wrote. That's a congested area. Everybody know Atlanta. Not that I'm going there, but everybody know other examples is Atlanta. You know when it's congested, it is what it is. You already know it. California, certain parts, it is, you already know it. Atlanta, you already know it. NYC, you already know it. But South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, going up, I'm looking forward, like, okay, I know I can kick back, get a breather. South Carolina, hell no. Bro, like, this is the third or fourth time today that is 5 mile per hour traffic for basically stop traffic. Stop, you go a couple of a yard, stop. Third or fourth time in a row, bruh, since morning. Basically the whole 95 north, bruh. Basically the whole 95 north from Georgia, all day basically been traffic. How is that? This is not Atlanta. This is not your Atlanta. This is not your Miami. This is not your Los Angeles, where you know what's up. And if you even question it or whatever, then maybe it's something wrong with you, because you know that's what it is. And I'm the same way how I'm gonna push the narrative, you know, warrior type person, which I don't know how long that's gonna last, because I'm running out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit does have a limit, bro. Like, after a while, you just exhaust. Like, after a while, niggas end up in the hospital and shit. Just like my body can't take all the pushing and this and then that. Eventually, it's gonna break the fuck down. So if it's some place that people know, then I'm not the type to complain. I don't. I'm so bullet minded. I'm so minded where, like, I love the bullshit. I love the obstacles. Give me the challenges. I don't say, I just fucking do it, and I fucking put on some YouTube and act like it don't exist and just fight through and make it do this and save my money and keep it pushing. But if it's an area which you actually, bro, every other time that I'm here, otherwise, this is the smooth part. I'm looking for, like, I literally was saying to myself, man, tomorrow, Saturday, should be a good ass day, because I know that Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, every other time I came up this part, literally, it would be like a straight shot. You pretty much holding 65, 70 from you start, and that's the smoothest feeling. You seeing the amount of miles that you have left going down. You enjoying the day. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not even thinking about work, because that's, when you get experience as a trucker, or you get experience in anything or whatever, you want those days where you don't really have to think much, because you're good at what you do or whatever. So if you get a day where it's not much traffic, that's the day where that's how the mind works. It's like, all right, I get a breather. I know what I'm doing. I know how to change lane, whatever. So it should be no traffic. Maybe one time, maybe that's fine. And it should be a day where it should be like the brain get to go in like chill mode and a heal mode. Then the other days, like I say, Philly, Maryland, New York City, I'm already know the heat gonna come. I'm already knowing that the heat gonna come, that Maryland and stuff like that. Boom, it's gonna be some shit. I'm already knowing. But damn, like I said, bro, the towing, the walk into my truck is missing. The $500 hit. Just as I'm starting to be like, I can finally maybe like save $500 hit, this and that. The places that I'm thinking is the places that always is normally the smooth, take a breather part of the highway is the third or fourth time now. 30 plus minute traffic, crash. I think it's the apocalypse, bro. Like just everything. Just how difficult things is in certain avenues, and you can't do this is like this, that's like that, and then we disconnected from each other. Another thing I want to say, as people and who we had vibe with or whatever, we need to also do a better job of vibing, a better job of communication, a better job of, hey, let me pick up the phone, hey, let's do this. Let's do what we said. Like let's do more. We cannot let social and TV and series app and other stuff pull us away. Like no time. We gotta bring back also communication and connection and staying like working things, because I mean it's not even much, but at least that's one avenue. You know what I'm saying? That's one avenue. That shit. Yeah, I wish at least that. The avenue of certain job things, like I know certain jobs underpay. When I was at this one job years and years ago, it was like 14 an hour. Everybody, grown ass people working with me. Some people 50, 60, underpaid. And rent is what it is. Rent, I think, be 14, 15, 13. The same places that used to be 900 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 900, 800 a month. 5 years ago, now is 1,300, the same place. Rent, this and that. So all those avenues, you would think that the avenue of like, we will recognize like, hey, you know what, let me not let connection, let me not let the media, the phone, the social, the media, the phones and stuff take too much and distract me or change my way of thinking too much, where we need to work things out, and communication to each other, hold that down, and have back connection. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to know for real, because it just seemed like, even though I'm somebody who push, 65, 70, whatever, it's still like funny how even when I'm thinking like it's gonna be a day, even when I'm thinking it's gonna be one easy day out of the 6 day work weeks, 7 days, because on the 7th day I'm off and something else happened. Something else popped up. You know? I'll find out this is due. So, you know, I'm just wondering, like, is, you know, to have more weeks where it's like a smooth ass week. I just don't want where it's like back to back to back to back and something. Because when us people who push and you do the overtime and you sacrifice whatever, and you skip this that you might have normally did. You skip, you know, if you used to be into exercising 3 days, now you exercising half a day a week, 1 day a week, because you just like, I'm going in, overtime, saving, planning, take care of everything. You would think that with that it would smooth, like it would be like more smooth sailing, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like still, bro. So let it be known. I mean, I always since my late 20s going into 30, I've been like that pusher, like, you know, if I had a full time, I was looking for a second. I was sometimes 2 full times. Since that period is when I was like, all right, I'm gonna push crazy. I'm gonna push. I'm gonna take care of everything. I'm gonna handle everything. Handle the biz. I'm gonna go above and beyond, whatever you want to call it. And even with me making that for years now, it's like, do any of y'all still see how it's still something? Like some this and that. Like, you would think by you being a pusher, you know, not just the bare minimum, but you being a pusher, you're taking a couple of things that you go above and beyond. You would think that would be enough in this life to be like, all right, well, here you go. Here is a couple of weeks smoothness. Here's an extra extra 1K. You didn't even, you know, job is like, here's a bonus or some shit. Or you would think like, oh, here you go. Let me make that connect. Let me make that vibe with such and such stay smooth without any altercation, without any attitude or whatever. Because you've been pushing. Man, life is like, get that push out of here. You pushing, but screw you. You pushing, and you exerting yourself, and you know what? It's still gonna be a lot of kick you down things this week for you. Here you go, take that. Anyway, man, I don't know, but once again, this April 4th.